those pictures you see a woman my age in Los Angeles, laughing on the beach, hiking in perfect weather, living this golden sunny life? And don't get me wrong, for some that is the reality. But there's another side to that postcard, a side that involves sitting in a car for hours just to go 5 miles, checking your bank account before you dare go to the grocery store. Today, I'm going to talk about Los Angeles lifestyle for women over 60 that no one seems to show it to you. Los Angeles. Of course, even the name is a promise, isn't it? A promise of sunshine, reinventing yourself, staying vital. And for women in our age group and beyond that, it can feel like the perfect place to start a new chapter. And in a lot of ways, it is. But what I've learned from talking to so many women, just like me, just like you, it's that Los Angeles is a city of two completely different stories. There is the dream life that you can see in the magazines, in the movies, and it's absolutely possible to have it. But there's also a daily battle that thousands of us are fighting quietly. It's a battle against the cost of everything, against isolation, against the massive scale of this place. So today, we're going to have the honest conversation and take a look at the struggle. Because for so many, to make it here, they have to be ready for both. So let's look at the paradise vision of it first. Let's start with the dream, because for so many people, it's real and it's powerful. There's a reason so many are drawn to this city, especially at this stage of life. There is this undeniable gift of an active outdoor lifestyle all year round. The climate is wonderful. While the temperature does vary, it can get cool and wet in the winter and pretty hot in the summer. You rarely have to deal with the kind of weather that keeps you stuck indoors for months. You can walk on the beach, you can walk in the mountains, play pickleball in January, and that consistent access to nature and movement is incredible for your physical and mental health. It takes away a whole category of excuses that can keep us sedentary in other parts of the country. This city is built for people who want to keep moving. It's a culture of vitality. You see women in their 60s, 70s on hiking trails, yoga classes, and riding bikes along the coast. There's a shared energy here that says we're not slowing down. And it's not just about outdoors. So it brings us to the second part of this paradise. It's the sheer abundance of things to do and ways to connect. If you have the means and you can get around, Los Angeles is a cultural candy store. There are world-class museums, theaters, and a food scene that has everything you could imagine. More specifically for our age group, if you're interested in 55-plus communities, there are some incredible communities that are basically self-contained resorts for active living. Places like Leisure World in Seal Beach offer a built-in social life with fitness centers, swimming pools, and even their own healthcare facilities. These communities are designed to fight off isolation by building connection right into the neighborhood. You can find people that you can connect, a gardening group, a political organization. They offer a low-maintenance lifestyle where you don't have to worry about mowing the lawn, fixing the roof. That can actually free up a lot of time and money. Even outside of these communities, organizations like YMCA of Greater Los Angeles, they have programs for senior women that focus on empowerment and workshops that help with connections, and it can give you another skill. So you want it, it's available. And if you can afford it, you can have it all. Of course, that's the postcard picture, but there's always a flip side to every beautiful story, because for every woman that wants to be in a pickleball team, there is another group that you cannot even know about it, read about them on Instagram, and it's a constant battle for that group. So this brings us to the second part. This is the part of the conversation that gets a little uncomfortable, but it's the most important one. Los Angeles dream can quickly turn into a struggle for survival if you're not prepared for three main realities. First of all is the crippling cost of living. To put it bluntly, this city is expensive, and it can be brutal for anyone on a fixed income. Right now, the overall cost of living in Los Angeles is about 50% higher than the national average, with housing being the biggest monster. Even those 55 plus communities with all their wonderful perks can have a catch. In California, homes inside these communities can be even more expensive, and the HOA fees that keep those beautiful pools and clubhouses running just add another monthly bill. This financial pressure is relentless. For many women, it means the freedom to enjoy all these amenities that we just talked about. Just make it a fantasy because their entire budget is eaten up by just keeping a roof over their head. The second battle is against what some have called a silent epidemic, social isolation. In a city of millions, it's shockingly easy to feel completely alone. About 1 in 4 adults aged 65 and older are considered socially isolated. And in a car-centric city like Los Angeles, the problem gets even worse. Studies show that in California, over 1.3 million seniors live by themselves, and they are disproportionately women. The way LA is built can actually work against community. Neighborhoods are spread out, and public transportation can be a real challenge. This leads to the third and maybe the most defining challenge in this city, which is going to be cars. It's a city that is focused on having a car. It's not even a luxury. You need to have a car to do your groceries, go to a doctor, see friends, just to stay connected. But that lifeline comes at a heavy price. The cost of the car itself, the crazy price of gas, high insurance rates, and the constant soul-crushing stress of traffic and parking. Spending hours in your car to just run simple errands. And that's just frustrating. Now imagine you're at the point when driving is getting harder and maybe you can't even drive at all anymore. In many cities, that's a huge inconvenience. In Los Angeles, losing your ability to drive can mean losing your independence. It can mean becoming a prisoner in your own home. I know this can become a little bit too much, but the truth is that this is part of the reality of living in this city as well. So you have both. The secret to living here, especially at our age, is knowing that there are two realities that exist side by side. The important is to know how to navigate these two worlds. You can have a morning where you're hiking in the sunshine, feeling on top of the world, and an afternoon where you're stuck in traffic, feeling utterly exhausted and defeated. And both are the real Los Angeles. My goal today wasn't to scare you away from Los Angeles. It was to give you the complete picture. It was to have an honest conversation that I think is missing from all these glossy brochures, because happiness in this phase of life, especially in a place this demanding, has to be an intentional choice. It requires to take a good look at your finances. It requires being proactive about building a community so you're not left vulnerable to being isolated. And it requires having a realistic plan for getting around today and in the future. So the Los Angeles dream is not a lie, but it's also not automatic. It's for us to be prepared. It's for the woman to see the challenges and decide. In conclusion, if you're a woman over 60, 70, living in Los Angeles, what has been your experiences? What are your biggest fears? I would appreciate if you can share your experience in the comments. And I want us to be a resource for each other and reach out if someone needs help or has a question to ask. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next week, same place.